Hey, howdy hey, and welcome back to Emily's Adventures in Horrorland. Look at this, I'm recording while the sun's out. If you hear any birds tweeting, that's what that is. Finally, I worked up the nerve to do my face and my nails, whatever else I have to do to my appearance to be presentable for a video and be in the mood to shoot one. And later edit one. Time to explain the title of this one. Right, so I wanted to do a countdown, because I like those, and I thought this could be a musical one about the most scary songs or the most bizarrely horrifying songs, as well as the videos that accompany them. After some time, however, I figured out that that was far too broad a topic. There are songs out there with music videos that are campy and Halloweeny and perfect for a spooky house party. Stuff like Thriller, Somebody's Watching Me, that school of thought. Then there are songs with utterly disturbing music videos, just totally twisted shit. Great, why don't we do a video about that? Well, we can, but in my experience, the majority of these music videos came from genres like heavy metal and rock, and occasionally drill and bass industrial groups, like The Prodigy, Aphex Twin, that school of thought. Yes, more often than not, the likes of Come to Daddy took the #1 spot on other people's lists. So for this list, I will be sharing with you the creepiest music videos I could find from subgenres of music you wouldn't expect as much. Basically, if the song sounds like this... Black hole sun. It's more likely to end up on the second, more extensive countdown that I have planned for the future. Now, I know you won't agree with every entry, and that's because it's very hard to delineate music into precise little boxes, or for that matter, what can be considered creepy. I might show you something and you'll say, that wasn't even creepy, or that doesn't sound like synth pop, that sounds like exactly what you'd expect. Fine. I didn't say this was going to be easy. In fact, it was remarkably hard for me to find 10 music videos that didn't just have all the thrashing guitars and guttural roars, you know. So, this is the list I settled on, and if you know of anything else that should have gone on the list, please go ahead and let me know. Without further ado, here is my clunkily titled Top 10 Creepiest Music Videos from Genres You Wouldn't Expect. Maybe. Number 10, Lou Reed, No Money Down. Let's see if I can get this video monetized at all, because I'm sampling a lot of music in this. Regardless of what kind of man he was behind the music, Lou Reed was one of those guys who was just effortlessly cool. Maybe it's his characteristic impassive tone, or maybe it's the combo of leather and shades, and his legacy in music speaks very much for itself. I knew him best from his single Perfect Day, his one-time collaboration with Gorillaz, and of course the following Strangeness. No Money Down is a groovy, upbeat kind of song. Just the kind of thing you might blast in your car on a quick trip to see family on the weekend. There's not much to the video. We see Lou standing there and he's looking... I can't tell, is he hungover or poorly or something? He doesn't look right. Wait a minute. He's an android. Oh, I thought he didn't look right. No, that's definitely not the real Lou. Yeah, I see that now. I guess they're going for a max headroom kind of thing. It's not so bad. Okay, now he took his shades off. Oh, that is way worse. Oh, those eyes are not good. You are tied with Peter Gabriel for uncanny creepiness right now. Oh, now we... don't! Oh, Jesus, stop! It's so weird, and his fucking eyeballs keep rolling around and around as he does it. Oh no, not the lower jaw as well. Christ on a bike. Bloody hell. At least we can see it's an animatronic. I hope there's no other men pulling their faces off in this countdown. Number 9. Freaks, the Creeps, Get on the Dance Floor. So, here comes a confession. I have listened to and enjoyed a lot of EDM and clubhouse shit music. As a teenager, before I could legally go out dancing and drinking and was too mortified to do such things in front of other people anyway, I'd, jam alone in my room to Clubland CDs. Sometimes it'd be on TV too, the music channels, and if it was Call on Me by Eric Prydz and my family was in the room, it was immediate poker face. Oh, yes. I think I'll go read the dictionary now. And then YouTube became a thing, and the internet stopped being abominably slow, and I could go looking up new Clubland songs. This was one of them. It's pretty low on the list because, in hindsight, it's not that scary. There are probably warp tools in Adobe After Effects that could produce very similar results. That anyway. A security guard at a mortuary, to prevent death crimes, I suppose, comes to examine the bodies of 3 cheerleaders with mysterious bite marks on their necks, and they spring awake, making it their business to devour him alive. Fairly straightforward, isn't it? The song was a remix of an instrumental, this time with added lyrics and this horror-filled music video. I was still a teenager when I saw it, and it was pretty scary to little old me who'd never even seen a horror movie. The girls themselves have a very nice, jittery physicality which is accentuated in the edit. And somehow, don't ask me how, this bit where they come slowly down the corridor towards him was just bucket loads of creepy. I liked it a lot and thought it deserved a spot on this list. Number 8. Depeche Mode, Wrong. I'll be honest, I love the crap out of Depeche Mode. Feel free not to test me on the breadth of my knowledge. I will never claim to be an expert on anything, unless it's the movie Corpse Bride, because I was an edgy Tim Burton fangirl when I was younger, and I know that movie back to front because I've watched it 300 times, so yeah, expert on one thing maybe. Now the music video for this song came up in my recommended a couple of times, and I was confused at first because YouTube gave me this video, which consists of reversed footage of people walking. It's okay, it's just not that scary. But that isn't the official video for Wrong by Depeche Mode. No, we have to go to Vimeo for that at the time of recording. This one seemed legit on YouTube, but sadly it's broken, so. The official vid appears at first to be more of the same, as a car moves backwards along a road at night. But as time goes on, more strangeness is unveiled. First of all, the car smashes against another parked vehicle, meaning it's rolling downhill, not reversed footage. A man lying across the 2 front seats, wearing a mask over his face, stirs awake and we realize, oh hey, he can't control the car. Shit. The mask itself is very creepy, with his wide, scared eyes peering out from underneath. The fear of this guy is very palpable. You can only imagine what's going through his head with his paltry view in the rearview mirror, which is the only way he knows what he's about to smash into. He tries to shake off the mask, but then, think about it, without the eye holes in place, he can't see at all. The music video is also one of those that gives you noise relative to what you're seeing, as well as the music, so we get to hear him struggle, we hear the police sirens, the tires rolling over tarmac. It's really nice. Not going to spoil the ending, but it's such a creepy video that I had to include it in this countdown. Wrong! Number 7. Fever Ray, If I Had a Heart. This, as I've just said, is a single from Fever Ray, who's also known as Karen Dreyer, I want to say. It's got some synth going on, like a weird Viking kind of vibe. The video won an award in some category for Best Indie/Alternative Music, but I don't know if that's what you'd call this. Maybe? I don't know. Anyway, lots of creepy stuff going on. Taking a boat down the river at night by torchlight. Seeing others in tribal headdress holding shards of mirror. Inert bodies litter the grounds of some grand estate. And by the way, someone should tell the homeowner about those. Never mind. Guess they're taking an extended nap as well. The song before this, Wrong, was about a personal nightmare. It was a dangerous emergency situation for one person tied up in a car. In this one, the end of the world has come, leaving nothing in its wake but silent devastation. The use of shadow and slow camera movements contribute to this atmosphere, and this lady here is quite scary. Who doesn't love spooky, scary skeletons? A few points off for the tribal mask here though. It just looks derpy to me, like a pug getting an x-ray. Number 6. Basement Jaxx, Where's Your Head At? This one scared me a lot as a kiddo, honestly. I have always been unnerved by primates. maybe I'm not alone here. I think on some evolutionary level there may be an explanation as to why humans are wary of primates. For one thing, they can be very violent and they bear those horrible fangs, you know. I bet if a chimpanzee could talk, the first thing it would say is, "I cannot wait to tear off your face and maybe your genitals." For another thing, they're similar to us, just off by a little. Uncanny, I believe is the word. But this music video takes it a step further, planting human faces onto the bodies of monkeys. The in-universe reason for this is to make strides in the field of music by experimentally putting the minds of musicians into host bodies. Animals, naturally. Could easily be a horror movie plot. So we have scientific experiments gone wrong, some body horror, and unsettling superimposing of faces. I guess it could be worse if it was some kind of horrible monkey-human hybrid that... oh, why did I even say it? Number 5. Dr. Dre featuring Be Real, Puppet Master. So, the genres of rap and hip-hop have various and sundry references to horror, I've noticed. Often it's in the sense of the artist being as deadly as Michael Myers, or being ready and willing to go after one's enemies.
Burn down your villa. Captain Crunch screams, serial killer!
Or, conversely, being sure that one's enemies are waiting in the shadows to come and get one. There is also an entire genre of rap dedicated to the fearsome and frightening. Horrorcore is an interesting rabbit hole which I found myself tumbling down into. Like, listen to Nightmares by King Gordy. That is one hell of a tune. It's indulgent, in a good way, but since it catered so specifically to horror and being horrifying, I wasn't sure whether to include it on the list. Maybe it was one of those expected genres? I don't fucking know anymore. Then there was this song I found about being paranoid that your bitches, who know about each other, are going to exact revenge on you for your cheating ways. Can't relate, honestly, but the video is plenty creepy, especially whatever happened to that poor dude's eyes. Jesus. And oh look, a Shangololo. Anyway, the video I ended up picking was this one, Puppet Master. This one goes in for all sorts of blasphemous imagery, like evoking the devil several times. They're wearing this bishop's hat, I think, satanic rituals, naked demon ladies, and these interesting figures doing God knows what. This video impressed me the most with how confusing and freakish and debauched it tried to be. You see this a lot in the most controversial metal music videos of all time, so I had to give this one a spot on the list. Plus, the song itself is pretty cool. I like it. It's an earworm. I guess it's those piano keys. I think it's the piano keys. Number 4. The Chemical Brothers, Believe. This one gave me nightmares. I think I actually saw it in the context of some kind of TV countdown. Can't remember the name of it for the life of me, but it was about the scariest or weirdest moments in TV. Like, another spot on the countdown was James Nesbitt running terrified from his own giant CG bouncing testicle. And it took me 2.5 hours and a bit of help from Reddit to find that clip, so I hope you're happy. I had to see it, you have to see it. Believe by the Chemical Brothers, much like the previous testicle thing, is about one man being chased relentlessly by, in this case of all things, a car assembly robot from the factory where he works. That might not sound scary on its own, but then you get a look at these things and the pareidolia kicks in. This is a creature with curious yet predatory neck movements, a purposeful limp, and a whole lot of strength. And the poor guy in this video looks tortured. His life is wrecked by the fear of running into these things, not sure how real the danger even is. So I put Believe very high up on the list because it really nails the feeling of terror of being hunted Terminator style by these things. Ugh, gives me a shudder every time. Number 3. Robbie Williams, Rock DJ. Right, so here's possibly the most accessible, fanciest, danciest song on the entire list. Maybe my American viewers are familiar with Robbie Williams, former Take That member who struck out on his own, making it big in his solo career with a whole bunch of great songs, and then he decided to apparently write his own for a while, and there was a bit of a decline. But he's still getting work, and at the end of the day, I'm happy for him. This one is one of his classics, Rock DJ. It gave us so many delightful lyrics.
Have a proper giggle, I'll be quiet polite, but when I rock
The mic, I rock the mic, right?
Wave your hands if you're not with a man, can I kick it?
Yes, you can.
You got no love, then you're with the wrong man.
It's time to move your body. What is my channel again? Horror. Ah, yes. So there are a couple of edits of this video. There's a studio version, seen here. In some edit of the official video, Robbie gets increasingly naked and finishes by tearing off his underwear. Amazingly, that version is hard to find now, so I don't have it for you, I'm afraid. And in the official video, Robbie strips down to the muscle. That's frightfully disturbing. Imagine being a kid, watching that on TV. Nice song, everybody's having fun. Then that happens. Look at the face on that. Oh no, and he keeps it going, tossing out scraps of flesh for his lady friends to treasure. Oh my fucking god, what is it with the face tearing on this list? Yep, this was how you got laid back in the day. Not worth it. Number 2, Zoo and Nero Dreams. Now, the first time I heard this song, it was on the Proximity YouTube channel with one of those audio visualizers over a still background. It's great. You can focus on the ecclesiastical elements, the awesome drop. It'd make great trailer music for some John Wick ripoff. Then, and I'm sure you're noticing a pattern here, I found the official video. So, if you don't like rubbery naked people, that is, if Late for Meeting was just way too much for you to handle, I would recommend skipping this item on the list. And there was way too much nudity for me to even try to censor, so I didn't even bother. Okay, tally-ho, let's go. Yeah, we open on a giant abyss full of naked human bodies who are overwhelmingly Caucasian for some reason. Why is there a body pit filled with just white people?
Well, you know, Whitey's gotta pay.
Actually, I'm pretty sure it's a combination of two things. A, 1 or 2 character assets to work with, and B, the colors can look more ghastly. Look at all those sickly yellows and purples. Oh, okay, 3 character assets. Yeah, shake it, Granny. Then it gets way, way worse as the countless bodies spring to life, dancing unnaturally, flailing hither and thither, and staring dead-eyed at something off in the distance. Is this hell? And then, oh god, they start slamming together like they're made of pizza dough. I feel like this video is supposed to mean something, like it's a metaphor for something deeper. Behold, what a piece of work is man! How noble in reason, how infinite in faculty, in form and moving, how express and admirable. Watch how gracelessly they collide. Watch how they jump about with the music like ferrofluid on a booming speaker. So fucking many of them on this earth, practically indistinct from this distance. The entirety of our planet is a horrible, horrible flesh pit. And here come the honourable mentions, the ones that almost qualified but not really. Radiohead, Just. This one gives us a taste of existential terror. As a man is lying in the middle of the pavement, or sidewalk, if you will, and quickly draws a crowd of curious bystanders, he tells them that his reason for lying there cannot be given, hinting at some terrible truth that will change their lives forever. Eventually they persuade him, and he tells them, without subtitles. Moments later, they're all lying down. That's spooky as all hell, and we're just left wondering. We never do find out why they're all lying down. They toss out a few ideas. Nihilistic hopelessness? No? He doesn't want to be touched? What is it? Why is he lying down? What is it? Ensemble of Christ the Saviour and Crude Mother Earth. our icons. Not much is known about this radical political Russian punk band. They're fairly obscure, and their music's overall theme of mocking nationalistic values in an Eastern European country is bound not to jive with everyone. Here is a video of them performing. You see the lead vocalist there is wearing a babushka, but the version you may be more familiar with is this video. Not much to say, just a terrifying face. Interpol, evil. This is a rock number, so I decided to leave it off the list just to be safe.
Take you places, yeah, maybe to the beach. When your friends, they do come crying. Tell them now your pleasure's set upon.
The video features a nasty-looking puppet with wide-open eyeballs and a mouth that shows rows of human-like teeth. I try not to judge by the natural appearance of people's faces, and I don't know why, but a neatly set of bottom teeth just really puts me on edge for some reason. The Cure, Lullaby. Again, Wikipedia said this one was rock, albeit gothic rock, which maybe doesn't count, I don't know. The video shows us a man cowering in his bed from the Spider-Man. No, not that one. This is a ghastly, eight-legged arachnid humanoid creature who wants to bite the main character's face off. As you do. And finally, here is my #1 creepiest music video from a genre you wouldn't expect. Number 1, MGMT, Kids. I'm sorry if this is the most predictable choice I could have made, as it's the top of many people's lists, but I think the dissonance of the mellow cheeriness of the song and the frightening visuals really do make this the creepiest music video from a genre you wouldn't expect. Now, MGMT, which as I understand is a shortened version of the word management, churned out several bangers a decade ago, and their music, especially from back then, I would describe as feel-good and lively, but still kind of chill, even if the lyrics aren't always. This is what I would describe as beanbag music. Stuff you can listen to while kicking back with friends, having late-night pseudo-intellectual discussions, and I'm not saying weed has to be definitely involved. I'm getting off topic, I'm sorry. They have a unique sound, too. And you've almost definitely heard them from around, you know. A bit like Röyksopp. And you almost definitely know this song, and the accompanying video, as ghoulish as it is. So, the very first thing we see is a quote from Mark Twain, a man known for his nihilistic ruminations in later life, as anyone who's ever seen this claymation movie will tell you.
Fame is a vapor. The only earthly certainty is oblivion.
But anyway, we begin with kids screaming, and numbers with eyes and mouths. Then we see a toddler in a crib looking extremely terrified by this melting pile of burnt kebab meat with fangs. The mother picks him up, rather nonchalantly I might add, as, oh god, the monsters proceed to follow him wherever he goes. Daylight horror at its finest, and I do mean they're everywhere. At one point, a guy in uniform with a pizza face picks up the child to return him to his mother. Yep, even the police are after you, kid. I love that taking off the band's merch is enough to make the kid cry as well. Oh, little boy. Why don't you watch some kid-appropriate programming, eh? Oh, alright, no respite there either. The video moves on to stylized animation, and you think it's going to end with the kid finding comfort in his childish daydreams. Nope! I try not to let the song speak too much for the music video in any part of this list, but to a certain extent, there is a kind of clash that makes these visuals all the more blood-curdling. The song seems like a futile lullaby for a kid who will never, ever stop being pursued by monsters. And that's part of what makes it my #1 pick. But Emily, most of your rationalizations for the picks in this countdown were entirely sculpted around a subjective interpretation of the narrative that not everyone— yeah, I know! And probably I missed one of your own creepy, unexpected music videos, so by all means, do let me know in the comments. I would be pretty damn interested to see what else is out there. And since there's such a rich pool of candidates in rock, punk, and metal combined, I might even make it a top 20 list. Maybe 30. Ooh, let's not go mad. I hope you enjoyed this video, and as always, thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you next time. Cheerio. Should I record something else while I'm set up, or should I go to sleep? Because I feel like I've been quite batty for this video. Yep,